Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Barb Meets World, and we are back again to discuss the Married to Medicine season finale, which is episode 15 of season 11, Duchess Toya and her royal court. Yes, we're going to get into it, but before we do that, y'all, please go ahead and like the video. Liking the video helps me and my channel in terms of the algorithm, helps me attract new subscribers such as yourselves. Also, while you're at it, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscription button. Become a Barb's babe. I would love to have you. Also, leave me a comment in the comment section below. We can have a nice little kiki. Also, make sure the notification bell is on so you don't miss any of my uploads. And last but certainly not least, hit the share button. Share me with all of your people, all of your comrades. How about that? What's going on, y'all? I had to, throw in that voice since, this episode is all about the Georgiaton, which is the spinoff of the Bridgerton. Y'all know. So finally, we have received our season finale of Married to Medicine. And although I love coming down here and talking to you guys about everything under the sun, I can't lie. I'm happy that the season is winding down because like we just got to a point where we're just talking about the same stuff, and we've been having the same argument, I feel like, all season, which is, okay, was King wrong? Was Quad is Quad owed loyalty? Is, has Sweet Tea been getting a bad edit, or is she really hell on wheels, like behind the scenes? Like, it's just the same question. So I'm good with wrapping this season up with a cute little bow, and just moving on. We're just moving on until next year, and I'll be good. But before we get into that, y'all, hey Kimmy, what's going on? Hi, my fave. Hey, Mimi's World. Girl, I was like, if she added another, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I had to go fill up my cup, because right after this, y'all, we're going straight into the Real Housewives of Atlanta at 4:15. I think I put it. Yeah. So we're gonna be up here. We're gonna be up here today, and I'm excited. I'm here. Let's get into it. Let me throw my banner up. Don't forget to like the video, y'all, as you come in. But this episode, I mean, it wasn't bad for a finale, but like I said, we just got into the point where we're just reiterating the same arguments from earlier on in the season. So nothing new is introduced. But this episode begins with again, like a Bridgerton style intro. They're going over all of what happened, all the major things that have happened throughout the season. And then right after that, Toya, she meets with her event designers. The budget for the anniversary party is $25K, and so the obviously we know that it got pretty heated at different times during the season. We're at a point where certain people can't even be around other certain people. Charges have been being pressed. So with that being said, they ask her, they're like, so do we need to hire security or not? And she's like, hell yeah, we need to hire security. But as it stands, Quad and King had RSVP, but Greg and Sweet Tea at this moment in time, they still haven't RSVP. We don't know if they're coming, if they're going. We don't know what's happening. We don't know at this point. Obviously, by the end of the episode, we know exactly what was happening. But anyway, Greg and Sweet Tea. If you all have been here for the last 15 plus episodes, as well as last season, y'all know how I feel about both of them, and how I have zero desire to see them on my screen next season. But they have this little sit down And, he's just so hurt by the group lately. And, she's bringing up whether or not they should go to the party and how, she wants to support Toya. But at the same time, Toya said she doesn't want to have to choose. So she's never going to, beg to be a part of a group, because if people don't want her there, then they don't want her. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to see you on my screen. So does that count for anything? Does my vote count for anything? Can you leave now then? No, just wondering. The intro was cute, but too long. Oh, you mean the episode, the episode's intro? Yeah, it was. I mean, it was cute or whatever. They have to really add all the theatrics and stuff like that because of it being the finale. So, yeah, I think I was putting away dishes, honestly, as it was getting queued up and everything like that. Hey, cousin, what's going on? I'm not understanding why she's so confused and doesn't see it for what it is. And the fact that your husband allowed you to be in this environment that really was never meant to serve you. It was only done, to be on some get back type ish, as Heavenly has spoken to it being used as a pawn pretty much. So I don't know why it's taking us, to tell you that, girl, you're not wanted here and your time has expired, in my opinion. She also talks about how she's been treated unfairly. And I'm like, well, you haven't been treated unfairly. I feel like you were catered to a lot up until, this point when the Golden Girls and the tides have turned. I feel like now to not serve in your favor because you're of no value anymore. You were used to try to get a reaction out of Quad to get back at her. And when certain key individuals saw that was, not going to happen the way that they thought it would go off, we can discard you now. You were disposable. I don't know how else to put it, y'all. I really don't. Somebody tell her, because she's just not getting it. So and Greg, he's talking about how the guys are coming so hard at him and everything, and he's everybody's wanting him to drop the charges and etc. And he's just like taking the stance of like, I'm gonna just take a step back. Like maybe we need to just take a step back and let them figure out the situation or whatever. And I'm like, well, you're the same person who on one hand, like, yeah, they're coming at you because what you did is excessive AF. The whole you pressing charges when no fingers were even placed on your person is beyond me. And at no point do I really feel like you were in more fear of your life than you were just on some, I'm trying to just get back at Quad. I'm just trying to throw a monkey wrench in her operation by disallowing her partner to be able to film with her. You knew that would be most harmful. And so I feel like were starting it. You were the one getting extra disrespectful. You were the one who was saying wild and at the end of the day, you got a reaction after pressing said buttons. And from that, you decided to, pull some bogus ass move. Like, I already didn't have respect for Dr. G, even, before all this, but we're in the negative thousands of me not respecting him at this point now. If it was just 0 before, it's like negative 12,000 plus. And it's constantly adding up with every word he utters out of those dumbass lips of his. I can't do it at this point. And instead of taking a step back or whatever, how about you just get off the show? That would actually make me happy. How about you just get in your Mini Cooper or whatever you're driving these days and just skirt on out of here? That would make me happy. But I guess we'll see, y'all. Let me know. How do y'all feel about that whole thing? If we had to choose between Quad and King and Dr. G and Sweet Tea, just for, good time's sake, y'all, let me know, who would you rather see on the show if we could only pick one? I would love to know. You already know how I feel, but I want to hear from y'all. Anyway, Toya, again, they've been married going on 16 years at this point. This is their first anniversary party. So, of course, you know, it's Toya. She's trying to, you know, pull out all the stops and everything like that. We see everybody getting ready for the party. You know, they're putting on their Sunday's best for the occasion. We had heard last week that Eugene had to get stitches in his toe and stuff. So he's still limping around or whatever. And in the event that Sweet Tea and Dr. G do come, Toya has devised this like staggered arrival time thing where they'll be able to be there for like the first cocktail hour of the event. And then after that, Quad and King will make their entrance, and they'll stay from, I think it was 9:01 until, you know, until it shuts down. And I thought that was super funny. I feel like that was, if she doesn't understand that you are no longer needed here, ma'am, and you are the weakest link on the team, then just how it was staggered like that should tell you everything you need to know, because that could never be me. I'll be like, oh no, you can, first of all, you can keep your invitation. I'm never going to be an afterthought. I'm never going to be, you know, the person that you could just tell, like, you're not going to excuse me out the door or whatever. So I wouldn't have even gotten dressed to be there for an hour, but that's just me. Just saying. And furthermore, the fact that, you know, we get you out and get you in within an hour, and honestly, Quad was probably still getting ready at that point. Like, that's just, y'all were there for the warm-ups. You weren't even there for the main event. You weren't even there long enough to get a plate of food. Like, so it's just crazy to me that it's taking all of this for you to realize this is probably not the environment you need to be in. And again, at you, Greg, you're not even getting paid. Could never be me. Could absolutely never be me. But anyway, Quad, King, they're still baffled by the charges, but at this point, they're kind of just like, you know, laughing it off, because at the end of the day, you know, one monkey don't stop no show. And I heard that. Let's talk about these outfits. Simone can never just do what needs to be done in terms of how she dresses. She didn't look bad this time, thank God. But when I say that the theme was Georgiaton, mark was completely missed. It was definitely giving quinceañera or something of that nature, because that was anything but Queen Charlotte. And I don't even watch Bridgerton like that, and I know that. So there's nothing Victorian about her attire. Nonetheless, I thought Jackie looked pretty. I thought the little glimpse that I seen of Anila, she looked pretty. She looked like she was giving Cinderella. Dr. Mimi looked really nice. She said she loved the theme. Contessa looked beautiful. Sweet Tea, it's like she tried. But you know where she fell exceptionally short for me, y'all? What the f are those? What happened to, I bring the youthfulness to the group. There's nothing youthful about these wedge bedazzled. It's giving Cape Robin, y'all. It's giving Wild Diva. I can't even say Madden girl, because that would be an insult to Steve Madden himself. What the f are these shoes? And you're talking about you bring the youthfulness? Please move away from me with this, Letitia. Yeah, automatic chop. It was an automatic chop from there. I couldn't do it, but you know, not that I can't even. So when I saw that, I already knew what type of time she was on. You know who else clocked what type of time she was on? And y'all let me know what you felt about that. It's not even a question we want to. Hey, I'm just making sure, because the way that these people be in these comments, honey, it is, Quad is everything but a child of God to them. And I'm just like, are we watching the same show at this point? Because how do you not see this man even admitted to being abusive towards her, but somehow you guys are still not seeing it for what it is? That part. This part, yes, everybody laugh together. We're not laughing with you, Letitia. We are laughing at you. Yes. Mm-hmm. Like, it just, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yes, the orthopedic 5000s. And this is why Quad said to you, honey, I'm what you want to be. Because in what world could, like, let's be real, y'all. In what world could anybody, that is stepping in those shoes, that is coming through with her, just everything that Sweet Tea stands on? If I'm Quad, there is not 1 ounce of sleep I'm going to be losing if this is, who you're trying to bring in here to make me jealous, or to make me feel some type of way, or make my feathers ruffle. And it's not to say, like, I'm not even saying she's like butt ugly or anything like that. Like, I'm not even saying that, but it's just everything else about her is just not giving the things that we have seen Quad give effortlessly for seasons now. It's just the people that want to dislike Quad that have so much to say. Y'all look for reasons to not like this lady, and you're just not budging on that. And at the end of the day, if that is your prerogative, then that's your prerogative. But just say that, then just say, nah, I don't see it for what it is because I don't like her, or I don't want to see it for what it is. I'm being willfully ignorant because I don't like her. Because and y'all know I am the last person to get up here and say, y'all have to side with me, or you better side with me, or you can't be in my comments, or like, I'm the last person to ever say anything like that. But it's getting to the point where it's like, I can't see it a different way. I only see it being that y'all just don't like this lady, and you're going to look for every reason to take the opposing side. I can't. Hey, sis, happy Tuesday. Yeah, I think Letitia's lying about her age too, because I think she's secretly she probably older than Jackie, but she got something to say all the time about somebody else and calling them old and elderly. Fuck out of here. Anyway, anyway. Oh, but like I was saying, Mimi actually, and let me share my screen, because apparently, and we know, y'all, these people don't really be friends for real. You always got to have somebody else ushers in somebody else to make it make sense. And y'all know how that goes. But it still is kind of like very telling that. And I clocked it when they made their entrance, and Mimi was like, ooh, messy. Here comes messy. Or she said something about, messy or whatever. But yeah, as it stands, somebody had commented, and shout outs to the Bravo Shade Room. And another thing, Mimi nor her long chin husband are your friends. Ooh, okay. And you see that Sweet Tea said, we were never real friends. They were cast, and we were asked to invite them onto the show. There were even plans for me to film in her office, which I refused. I heard it through the grapevine that they wanted to have a storyline with me, seeing Mimi and painting me to be crazy. Funny how some call themselves real friends, yet plan an entire season without even consulting you of what the plans are. I chose to go my own route and film what was authentic to me, not anyone else's storyline. I think when I took a different approach, people didn't know how to handle it. So they grasped at anything to create a false narrative against me. I was like, okay, well, I would like to know more about this at the reunion. I think, and obviously, like I'm saying right now, I kind of saw that, in my opinion, you know what I think happened? I feel like yes, maybe you guys weren't actual friends, but at the same time, there probably was no animosity. There probably was no, y'all probably were still, or Mimi was probably still open enough to getting to know you and whatever, until she probably clocked how you were moving. And because y'all got to remember, she was up there, she was trying to console her, whatever, on the beach or whatever. Then after that, she was down there talking with her to Toya, and then Mimi was also there again, right at the diabetes event, whatever. So she's seeing, how you are operating and stuff like that, and it's basically been unofficially confirmed out here on these social media streets and everything that you've been getting you being Sweet Tea have been getting a good edit. So Dr. Mimi probably just peep you for who you are and how you really be moving, and how you be moving behind the scenes is probably unhinged AF. So yeah, that's probably why she said in the scene, messy, and that's probably why you're over here talking about we ain't real friends, etc., etc. She peeped that you not wrapped too tight, probably. And at that point, I'm gonna call it for what it is too. Messy. And speaking of Dr. Mimi and her husband, they were introduced to us later on in the season, and that really annoys me because I don't feel like we got enough, we didn't get enough time with them to really get to know them like well at all, like not even a little bit. So with that being said, I do feel like, we always see with Married to Medicine, they like to recycle people, friends of, and these additional cast members that come on for like a one or two seasons or whatever. We see them recycling those individuals at a very rapid pace. So I want to say that I'd like to see Steve and Mimi at least come back earlier on in the season, and really I really like to dig into whatever they got going on in their lives. I'll give them one more chance on that, because I honestly don't feel like they were given a fair shake, really. And I would say that, like I said before, even going back with some other individuals that were only on for a season or two at the most. Yeah. Talking about trying to make her look crazy, girl. Yes. No one has to try to make you do anything. And I that's always something I love to focus on when people say like, oh yeah, like, oh, they want to blame it on the editor or whatever. Well, they can't. To a degree, I can understand how things can be chopped and screwed, but on the flip side, they can only, develop and chop and screw something off of something that you've already, given them. So there's multiple sides to every story, very much so. I agree. I don't know them people. Are they coming back? We're going to have to see. Like I said, I hope to at least see them for another season, just so, we can see, what they're even about, even a little bit. Because did we even get like an individual scene with them? I think, did they show that on? I know I've seen it on YouTube, at least, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen her like new office and stuff that he actually like set up for her and stuff. Did we see that on the show, or am I getting that mixed up on a YouTube clip I seen? Because even with that, it's like we didn't even get to see, we didn't get to see nothing. But anyway, what else? The Georgiaton Chronicles True Report, that was tired in my opinion, but and that's another thing too. You want to go ahead and cast stones, you want to go ahead and be messy and stuff like that, Sweet Tea, but when the roles are reversed and somebody's on your ass, like, the heavenlies of the world and stuff like that, then you want to cry and play victim and stuff like that. And people want to say that, oh, it's so unfair and they're so mean. And you guys are such mean girls to her. And that's not fair. And it's like, girl, 9 times out of 10, I feel like she's the one that she be talking cash money shit, just like the rest of them. She be the first one talking about, like I said before, calling somebody old or having something to say at that fucking pool party, non-pool party. She started it up with Quad first. She called her a liar when she said that she was getting, her back blown out 15 times a week. She called her a liar. So if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. No. stupid. That girl works my nerves for real. Like I can't do it. So then, so Curtis, the husbands or whatever, they are over here with Greg, and then of course ladies and everything, they're over there with Letitia, and apparently Greg has had a change of heart, and in doing so he dropped the charges. Is that what did I hear him correctly? He dropped the charges. And on the flip side, what did she say? And it got to a point where it's like, okay, well, if we're going to try to, get things back going and try to mend things with everybody or whatever, I feel like, do you guys feel like it wasn't fair, or not fair, but do you guys feel bad that then at that point Sweet Tea was like wanting to stay and stuff because it was getting close to the time that they needed to leave? Did you guys feel bad for her? I'll let you know I didn't feel bad at all. I'm like, you should take that up with your man. You allowed him to now impede on your bag and your fun and all those things because he wanted to go ahead and be on some get back ish. So no, sorry, shouldn't have pressed the charges. Oh well, you gotta go. And Heavenly even said, she was like, no, like production literally, that was even be above them at that point. Like that was how it had to be. So no, oh well, you got all dressed up for nothing. Who cares? That lady stay talking trash to them people and starting mess, and will turn around and play victim. That's all I'm saying, y'all. And I can't see it a different way. I've tried, because y'all know I love to get up here and be unbiased as I can. So it's not like I'm over here, and on the flip side, like I keep saying, how people approach it where they just don't like quads. So anything she does is going to just be wrong no matter what. She could be out here curing cancer and, volunteering at, a homeless shelter 24 hours a day, 7 days a week or something like that. And people will still like find all these bad things about her. No, on the flip side, I don't approach it where I'm like actively looking to find things to dislike about this lady and her husband, but it's just they give me enough to jump on their ass about every single week. And it has a lot to do with this comment right here, where she continues to get up here and play victim, and woe is me, when she be approaching it like a mean girl herself too. So we can't have it both ways. This part, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, you should have been blaming him, but instead, no, you was talking about I'm gonna grab home and grab that ponytail. Yeah, y'all go do that. I don't want no parts. Anyway, so, and Toya even didn't Toya say that? Yeah, Toya was like, well, you created this mess and your time slot is up. At the same time, I feel like, Toya, not too much, because then you pissed me off 5 minutes later when Quad got there. So I don't know. But I don't know. They being Sweet Tea and Greg, do you guys feel like that was them trying to signal as though they might not be back next season, when she started talking about like, oh, they really want to have a baby as soon as possible, and maybe some space from the group would be good, and it I don't know if that necessarily meant they're definitely not coming back, or maybe production asked them a certain question to make it appear like, are they going to come back or are they not? Maybe they wanted to leave that open-ended, so and let us kind of wonder. I don't know, but I did think that was interesting how they approached that last confessional or whatever. So anyway, Heavenly comes in there, her and Damon. Damon's like, yeah, he's just trying to hang in there. I seen what Heavenly was going for with her look or whatever. I shout outs to her in the attempt. I thought it was real funny too when she was coming out the stairs. She was like, who put these stairs here? That was actually really funny. But they all make their grand entrances or whatever. I thought that was a nice touch. I thought the little speech spiel that Eugene gave reflecting on the 16 years that him and Toya have been together, that was really nice. I am always going to say that, no, I think that they really do have like a real marriage that works for them and stuff like that. Cause I feel like that's been debated a lot over the years of people, and people being like, oh, like Toya really don't like that man, and thinking that she's hell on wheels, whatever. I feel like whatever they have going on, it works for them. They seem to both be happy in it, and you know, it's lasted 16 years or whatever, and hopefully, you know, it continues to last 60 more and 60 more after that, etc., etc. So I thought that was really cute. Toya was kissing King's ass, but whatever. He does say that he felt supported, which I'm like, okay, I don't have anything bad to say about King either. How do you guys feel about that? I do still say that, you know, they shouldn't rush things too much. You know, I do think that they should still, obviously, based on the conversation they had in last week's episode, right? With are we going to live there? Are we going to move here? Are we going to buy a house? Whatever. There's still obviously some things that they need to work out and stuff like that. So maybe we don't need to hurry up and be trying to, you know, talk about babies and etc. And I get it, like biological clocks and all that stuff, and when you're, you know, in the honeymoon phase and all that, you're just like, oh my gosh. But I will say, you know, y'all just go at, you know, a respectable pace. I guess that's, you know, depends on the person you're talking about, but that's probably the only critique I will give them or him or whatever. But like I said, they seem to be happy in it. So who am I to judge? What else happened? The only other thing really was how we have, again, the guys relaying the messages to King about how, you know, Greg, are you down to talk? Or he's open to it or whatever. And King did say that he's not the one that had an issue. It was about the disrespect, but he would be, you know, open to whatever conversation or whatever it is. Quad, on the other hand, she's like, no, you know. And Toya was like, well, you know, you're kind of asking us to choose between you and Sweet Tea. And I'm just like, Toya, wait, but didn't you guys just make it apparent last week or whenever that was at Quad's house that you guys were going to have her back? So why are we now flipping the other way? That's the type of shit I can't respect between like her and Contessa. I feel like all of a sudden now we're trying to flip it back this way. And then I want to say it was actually Simone that even initiated conversation or initiated that message first. And that's something else I have an issue with, because Heavenly's been very vocal about the fact that she played, you know, they all played a part in how Sweet Tea and Dr. G are in our faces now on this show. But for some odd reason, Heavenly's been the only one that I've really heard take accountability and try to rectify that. And because she's done that, her and Quad they're 100% good. And I know that for a fact, because if you guys didn't watch, I watched Heavenly's YouTube video about this episode at least, and Quad actually called her and she asked her right then and there, and she's like, are we good or whatever? Like, and she's like, yeah, like we are good. She accepted her trying to, you know, right her wrongs, but like I'm saying, I don't see anybody else doing that. I don't see Simone's or Jackie's. Jackie's been over there quiet as a church mouse. And not just quiet as a church mouse, I see Jackie over there getting mad at Heavenly for having Quad's back in this moment. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, Jackie? Like, are you kidding me? Sorry, y'all. I thought I saw There's a window right here, and I'm always looking for UFOs. Anyway, I seen something in the sky, so I had to focus in. Sorry. Squirrel. But yeah, I'm like, Jackie, you're over there telling her to be quiet, and I feel like they're trying to just skip past the whole them taking accountability part and just move into the whole, trying to they're trying to like deflect, I feel like, with their approach to this entire thing. And no, let's actually not start at 2. Let's start at 1, which is where y'all played a part in how this whole thing came to fruition, instead of saying like, oh, you know, this just was so bad, and it was just, you know, it's obvious that they can't be all in the same environment together. You fucking think? Blaming it on maybe it's too early or whatever. No, maybe it shouldn't have happened. Maybe you shouldn't have even played that part, because in the same breath, y'all are the same ones that said, had the roles been reversed, y'all wouldn't be cool with it. Had we bought the bitch that Curtis had down at the airport hand in hand, had we brought her on, Jackie would have blew a gasket. Had we bought Tammy on here, Simone, you would have blew a gasket. Toya, if we bought the big titty girl on here, you would have blown a gasket. So Quad, like she's saying in this moment, she just wants y'all to put yourselves in her shoes and, you know, show a little bit more compassion and respect. And do the right thing, as she said. But instead, y'all are trying to like force her to drop her boundaries. No. And it's not even to say, Toya's whole thing was like, oh, we should be praying for, what did she say? Praying for forgiveness and stuff like that. And I'm just like, y'all do know how forgiveness works, right? And how like releasing, you know, negativity works, right? Like, just because you release it, I don't think that Quad is losing any sleep over that. I think that she fully has let go of harboring any, you know, true things that are going to eat away at her. I feel like she is beyond that. But that doesn't mean that she needs to now drop her boundaries and say, oh yeah, let's be around. I want to be around these people. I want to be around this man that was trying to go upside my head. Actually, eliminate the word trying. Like, why are we trying to force her to change her stance on something when, if the roles were reversed, y'all wouldn't be cool with that? I just can't respect that. And so she's like, you know, yeah, she's not trying to be in that, or Toya's not trying to be in that position. But in the same breath, like, Claude's like, okay, well then lose me then. Like, I'm not about to keep doing this with y'all. I'm not. But something tells me, obviously, we're gonna get more into it once again at the reunion. It was supposed to be a 3-parter, but it was the audacity for me in this moment. And I'm glad Quad's still on business. I'm glad that she was standing firm in her boundaries. I really was. Does she? I hope she ain't quit her job, her day job. Girl, they said they missed King and wanted to know if he missed. I was like, could you pucker your lips up to kiss his ass any harder? But whatever. Whatever. Here's the problem with the situation. Quad says the sky is blue around Sir Squeaks a lot, and he gets upset that people would say she provoked him. Yeah, but that is just such a skewed, malicious way to look at it. But people like Simone, Simone has been I can't do it with Simone, y'all. Like, I feel like all the stuff that is hurled at Heavenly, I personally always want to hurl that at Simone, because she's a problem. She's malicious. And especially, she lays it on thick, especially when it comes down to Quad, I feel. But that's a conversation that nobody ever wants to have. But anyway, y'all, that's all I have to say about this episode. This finale, it was cute or whatever. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, though, I would give it like a 7.5. I would. It wasn't like must-see TV for me. Like I said, nothing new was introduced. It was cute enough or whatever, but it was more so, again, just having those same conversations of people trying to manipulate a situation, trying to make themselves look better than what they truly are, because hey, y'all did play a role in this mess, but again, no one wants to have that conversation. I am looking forward to the reunion though. If you guys haven't checked out the trailer, definitely do so. And we actually, me and my good sis California Cutie actually talked about the trailer and the cast looks in a video that we did on Friday. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you do. But yeah, we'll be back here to discuss the 3-part season finale or season reunion. And again, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Shout outs to everybody who was in the chat. I appreciate y'all so much. And like I said, if you are a Real Housewives of Atlanta fan, watcher, connoisseur, then y'all should definitely meet me in my next live, which will be in 10 minutes, to discuss the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if not, I'll see you in the next one. All right. Okay. Bye. Appreciate y'all.